And before it goes any further, too, I actually called Dan a whiner on the phone the other day because he had to miss deer season.
Well, tell the truth. I called him and said, can you reschedule this because that's deer season and you didn't call me back.
Oh, I didn't leave him an option.
It must be my phone wasn't working right. You lying commercial tournament angler, you.
Hey, I'd be a good politician.
Don't let me, I just want to make sure you know I didn't buy that.
First of all, I want to thank you for coming up and spending your time with us. Secondly, you mentioned earlier you're trying to find a way to populate the catfish in this area and flatheads. The question is, when and wherever your source comes from, what are the chances of getting 5 or 10 pound catfish, heavier catfish, I should say, because the maturity of those catfish, it takes years to grow.
Yeah. There's a wide variability in growth of fish, and so you look in the literature and there's these nice, beautiful lines of age and growth, but they don't occur. But however you say it, a 40-inch flathead is over 20 years old. However you look at it, and you're right. It takes time. Nature has a beautiful way of compensating for perturbations like this. Reproductive rates go real high, survival rates go up, you get an exploding year class, and things will recover, but it doesn't take care of the trophy. And that's what my proposal was, that we would buy trophy fish by the pound from Mississippi River commercial fishermen and bring them back up here and get some trophies in here. That's exactly what I would like to do.
And sorry, this guy's been raising his hand.
Okay.
Where did you do your fish, your dead counts at?
53 places, 1 a mile.
Did you go to the rest area on Route 2? Because I sat there for an hour and I probably seen 72,000 fish go by that just in the hour that I was there.
Yeah.
And I got sick and I can't stand to watch it anymore, so I left.
Yeah. We put in there. It was awful. It was absolutely
Now, you
awful.
said a 100-yard, you said 100-yard.
I measured 100 yards.
Okay, how did you, what, upstream, downstream, or across the river 100 yards?
I've got a 100-yard tape. I run the 100-yard tape out on both sides of the river and count every fish in that 100-yard cross section. Every fish on both sides of the river and going through. And it was piss poor
It's a
on
bad
floating
place to
fish.
count.
On floating fish, it was poor.
Yeah.
Like I said, that I don't know if there's, honestly don't know if there's ever been a kill like this. I don't know
I
of
mean, it
one.
was as far upstream and downstream and as far across the river as you could see.
It was
The whole
awful.
river looked like foam. It was all dead fish.
Hi, Ron.
Hey Dan, sorry I'm late.
No, that's it. They're having, I'm glad you're here. I may need a gun to get out of here.
We got you covered, Dan.
Something else.
I'm afraid you do. That's what's concerning me.
Something else that Dan's not, I know a lot of the questions are going to Dan, and thanks for coming.
Sure, I've been busy.
Well, he's getting ready here. We can have a big impact on how fast the river gets fixed here. You know, this river doesn't have to be a fish fry river to everybody. You know, people don't have to go out with the intention of keeping dinner every day or keeping 20 fish or saving fish all summer for a fish fry. I understand that people want to do that, but if people are really committed to helping the river get back, we can also aid the recovery by not, as a group of anglers, make the commitment to say, hey, let's let the fish go for a few. Let's help the river as fishermen.
That was my next question. Are they going to change regulations for?
This is your guy right here.
No.
I mean, the posted yellow signs, I mean, that needs to be addressed because there's people going to keep, I mean, there's already people, Ron, you know as well as I do. You've sat down with binoculars and watched. They catch over their limit and they'll, you know, anyway, by hook or crook, they're going to take it home. And I
What
mean,
was your question exactly about the yellow
are
sign?
they gonna change the keep regulations? I mean, you got the little yellow sign that said, well, I gotta be X amount of inches.
So you're asking, are they gonna change any limits because of the
Yeah.
fish kill?
Right.
Dan, I don't know about that.
That's my call. It's been talked about.
Yeah, why can't we get a limit on our catfish? Wisconsin does it, and look at the size of their average channel
Well,
cat.
we had a,
You know,
we had an,
why
we had
everybody
an
treats the river
incredible,
like it's a grocery store?
we had an incredible fishery here before the kill.
You know,
We
why
did.
can't we have a limit on our fish?
Let me,
Let him answer one
Please.
question at a time.
please.
We got law here now. Got it.
No, but it'll just make things go smooth.
The, before the kill, I estimated mortality, and the estimated mortality was very low. Most people are doing a very good job of protecting the resource, and the impact was pretty low. And I have a personal problem with telling a kid fishing below the Sterling Dam that's just caught the biggest fish of his life that he can't keep that fish if he wants to, if he's not having a negative effect. We weren't having a negative effect. Mortality was pretty low. Now we've had a fish kill, and there's a big perturbation there. And should we have a limit? And I've wrestled with that. One problem I've got several problems. One is that this group may be committed to conservation, but there's another whole group of people out there that are committed to trot lines and bank poles.
Right.
And how do I balance between those two? If I don't show a species effect, if I don't show a management effect, how do I balance between those two? Second problem, if I put a limit on, who are the first people who are going to ask for an exception from the limit? Him. He's going to say, yeah, there's a limit, but I want to be able to bring fish that are in the slot in to weigh in at this tournament. That's the second thing that's going to happen. First thing is I'm going to get hung by the trout liners. And the second thing is he's going to take my carcass and drag it around.
You ain't gonna make everybody happy. You gotta do what's best for the river.
Yep, yep,
You know.
yep.
Hey, Dan?
It's a struggle. Yes.
What is the optimum size breeding flathead? And if you're going to get flatheads from another area, can you get that size? So at least when you put fish back, we've got breeders?
Well, we do have breeders right now.
Okay.
We do have breeders still in here. We've got quality sized flathead catfish right out here at Dixon. Would I like to increase the number? Yes, and the fish that I was talking about buying were those quality sized fish.
Okay.
Okay, do they any place raise?
Nobody
Flathead.
raises flatheads that I'm aware of. There is some, I think a couple of the states that have tried to reestablish flatheads, we've actually given them some brood stock. I think Wisconsin and the Fox River Basin up in Green Bay, they've done some restoration work with flatheads, and they're doing a little bit of flathead work.
Can they start raising them? I mean, can that be done, or?
Yeah, but
And
once
maybe
again,
will it
you're gonna
be
be
done?
competing with wild fish. I've got big females out here right now that are gonna be in cavities spawning in June. And they're gonna get off a big year class. They are, I'm just telling you. And when we stock fish into that, we're gonna be stocking fish on top of natural reproduction.
Your plans
I
are
would
to start
rather,
this year, right?
honestly, I would rather get some brood fish and get them in here and let them do their own thing in the wild. That's what I'd rather do.
No, you said the forage base was not really affected that much, so.
Well, I
there's-
didn't say that.
Well, I mean,
I said there was very few minnows in the kill, but
right,
suckers are a big forage base for flathead catfish, and they were in the kill.
yeah,
Hey, Dan?